In this video, I'm going to be comparing the two latest fruits in Blox fruits, the Sound fruit and the Mammoth fruit, and we're going to see which one has better overall playability and better overall dynamic. So if you guys are new here, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like and subscribe with the notification bell on if you guys want to see more fruit showcases. And with all that being said, let's get right into the video. All right, guys, first things first, I will mention that you guys do have a tempo meter for this fruit, and the tempo meter actually gives you speed and damage resistance. And if you also have nearby teammates, it also buffs them with speed and damage resistance. All right, so the first move is Rhapsody. We're going to test it on this mob right here. As you can see, it's a pretty good area damage attack, and if you actually press it 3 times, it fills up your tempo meter that I was talking about earlier, which actually buffs you and your teammate. All right, guys, the next move is Fortismo. This is your X key, and is pretty much just a basic attack, good for knockback to get out of situations. So as you can see here, nothing too special. Obviously, all these attacks amplify when your tempo meter is filled up. All right, guys, next up we have Symphonic Radiance, and this is probably your biggest range attack here. So see, if I press this here, boom, hitting all 3 enemies at the same time. So this is probably your biggest range attack, and personally, I think this is the best attack altogether in this fruit. Alright, guys, next up is Glorious Harmony. So this is your max mastery level move, and it's basically just a big AoE move, and it just does a lot of damage. And it goes a little bit like this. Obviously, he has the most damage and hit with the Rhapsodies, fill up tempo. And as you guys see, I use tempo to show off my last move. You guys see the speed and damage resistance. And then obviously the last move is Tempo Fortismo. So this is basically just a flying move, and it's just infinite flying. It looks really sick, and it's not as fast as a live fruit. It doesn't really matter when you look this sick. So guys, this move actually guarantees you infinite flight, and it also fills up your tempo meter while you're doing it. So as soon as you land in a group of enemies, you can instantly start attacking with full tempo meter. Like, as long as you keep attacking, your tempo meter stays full. And then that's pretty much everything to do with this fruit. Overall, I think it's a good dynamic fruit, and it's not like more of a stagnant fruit. You can move around. You have the freedom to move around. A good AoE, good range, and overall a good fruit. I rate this fruit 8 out of 10. All right, guys, so for the Mammoth fruit, the first move you guys have is called Ancient Cutter, and it goes a little bit like this. So actually, it only has one direction and just kind of hits enemies in that one direction. So if you're aiming, aim right ahead at them. All right, the second move is called True Prehistoric, and it's basically just a knockback move. So you basically transform into a mammoth real quick, and you just dash into your enemy and knock them back like this. So obviously pretty good for knockback as long as you hit it, because if you miss, you're kind of screwed. All right, guys, so the next move is called Colossal Crusher, and it's basically another knockback move, except he does a slam at the end. Basically the same as the True Prehistoric Punts, and it goes a little bit like this, then smash at the end, and it's just more damage, not really knockbacking. I don't think I will ever be pressing that move, not gonna lie. All right, guys, up next we have the transformation, but first I want to show you guys what the Stampede move looks like. I'm gonna zoom out a lot more for this. So it's like this, and you can see that's basically the range outlined there, and it does a lot of damage upon impact, of course. And then when we transform, we basically have a whole new move list. We transform into this big mammoth. It does quite a bit of knockback when you transform initially. So first move again, we have Ancient Cutter again, so except it looks a bit different this time. So it obviously has more range and more area than the very first one. And also, guys, I'd like to mention, all right, next move is a True Prehistoric Punt, and it goes a little bit like this when you're transformed as the mammoth. It's the dash. Basically the same, but it looks more powerful, actually, I won't lie. Yeah, it's basically pretty much the same move. And then Colossal Crusher, he actually charges quite a bit, and he does the same move. And then Stampede, I'm gonna go over here and try on this enemy. Stampede looks a little bit like this, and it's basically just a full-on charge move, and it just does damage over time, and it can be annoying. And guys, you can hold this move basically forever. It's basically like flying, but you're just doing damage and just running through everyone. So yeah, this is basically just a very cheap move, and spammy move is not that great. As you can see, it does damage to your opponent over time, and that's pretty much it. It basically is like a bulldozer just ramming you over. And guys, I'd also like to mention, upon impact after you jump, it actually deals a bit of damage to your opponent. All right, guys, there you have it. We've done the Sound fruit, we've done the Mammoth fruit. You saw both of them. I personally picked the Sound fruit as I think it's more dynamic. I really like the adding with the tempo meter. It gives you more speed, and the moves do more like area damage. Whereas the Mammoth is kind of slow, kind of stagnant. If you do a move, you're kind of stuck in that position after the move. So if your opponent recovers quick enough, they can actually damage you back. Whereas with Sound fruit, you can just get out of there because of your tempo meter. So personally, I would pick the Sound fruit. But the Mammoth fruit does have a lot of damage to deal. I was just looking for strictly damage, just trying to get through mobs, and it's kind of cool. So it's definitely, and I'd say it's definitely top 5 fruits in the game. All right, guys, that is it for the video. If you guys enjoyed that, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like, subscribe with the notification bell on, so you guys do not miss another video. And with all that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.